President Biden walks backwards in front of the media, and he walks America backwards with him. This was the president responding to questions from the media about OPEC. Remember, they just sort of kind of kicked America in the area down there. When Joe Biden said, please don't cut the oil, they did. 2 million barrels right in the toilet. United States prices going up. World energy markets in disarray. President is returning back from Florida, having had a conversation with Ron DeSantis and having sniffed several people down there. He is now back in the White House and he gets questions from the media. They say, oh, Mr. President, this was kind of like a slap in your face, literally. What do you have to say about all this now that the economy is going to be even further wrecked?
No, the trip was not essentially for oil. The trip was about the Middle East and about Israel and rationalization of positions. But it is a disappointment, and it says that there are problems. Are you worried about
Bye. I'm out of here. Weird. We had a dog. We had a dog like that who used to do that. We had a dog that would actually back itself through doorways. It sort of back up through the doorway and then turn around and then go front way through the door. You ever have a dog like that? And what happened with that dog was it was insane. It didn't know anything. It didn't know what was going on. And eventually that dog had to go away to doggy heaven. Not implying that at all. I'm just saying there are certain things that are telltale signs of problems. Here's the president.
Rationalization of positions. But it is a disappointment, and it says that there are problems. Are you worried about
All right. So, I mean, it's just weird. It's just a weird thing. But he does a lot of weird things and nobody knows really what is going on. While Biden is walking America backwards, we have a very viral clip of a black pastor who is addressing his church and he's explaining just how far gone America has become in the last 1 year.
Our nation is gone mad.
Yes.
I hope y'all like y'all's president.
Oh, that's spicy.
Because in a year's time, he screwed the whole nation up. You ain't got it. I told you, I don't care how many blind eyes open if I say something like that. Wasn't my blind eye, I'm out of here. He must be a Republican. It took that man 1 year to screw the whole country up.
1 year.
A year. Don't be looking at me like, no, our nation's gone backwards. A year ago, you were paying $2 a gallon for gas. Yeah, let's take it where you can relate. And you're paying almost $4 now because of his decisions. Yeah, it's his decisions. 2 million people have crossed our borders from Mexico. Now he getting political. No, kingdom. I'm kingdom. Screwed it up. And these people coming in they don't get COVID tests. And they aren't forced to get vaccinated. And they put on airplanes. Read your paper. No, they ain't going to put this in your paper. They don't report this. But they are flying people who cross the border illegally. Your government is flying them to cities across the United States and putting them up in hotels and paying for them with your money.
People in the background, 300 over there. I heard 300 here.
Only took a year to screw the country up.
Pretty quick.
Just took a year.
Mercy, she says.
Just took a year. Yeah, he must be a Trump supporter. No, I believe. Yep.
There we go. That's powerful stuff. And as more and more of that starts happening, right, that's what people can really connect with. Trump doesn't matter. Biden doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters. It's about, are we going forwards or backwards? And everybody can see very clearly, definitely going backwards. Amazing clip, and looking forward to seeing a lot more conversations about just the raw implications of what this president has done just on everyday Americans. And it's going to, once this is okay to start to say, the Democrats are in big trouble. Chip Roy, representative, is saying that America is losing the war. The Biden administration is fumbling everywhere they turn. OPEC just turned around and gave him the old backhand, said, we're not giving you any additional oil. Stop asking us. We're tired of talking to you. And Chip Roy is communicating that that is not good. Said, we don't mess with Texas, and they are messing with the United States.
It sure seems that the president has this wrong, right? I mean, the entire world is messing with us, right? We have that expression, don't mess with Texas. They're messing with the United States. And it's predictable. This president and his left-wing cronies in Washington have completely abandoned our national security strength. Just a mere 2 years ago, we were leading the world, and we were actually exporting oil and gas. We had national security strength from a very strong oil and gas industry led right here in Texas. But this administration has been at war with fossil fuels, been at war with American people, adopting policies that undermines our national security. You just said it, right? He was over there begging the Saudis. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Our national security policy for this president, this Democratic administration, is to go beg the Saudis to open up oil and gas when we sit on a mountain of oil and gas in the United States. It's a choice, Trace. And I just want to...
And they are making choices. There's new rumors that the Biden administration is now trying to even undo some of the oil and leases that are offshore, stopping all of the offshore drilling, in addition to clamping down domestic production at the outset of the administration. So it started with the cancellation of the Keystone Pipeline and all of the changes that Joe Biden initiated on day one. And it's turning into a catastrophe, and they're still not done. They are still continuing on. And Chip Roy is saying this is a literal war at this point. The United States is not in the business of begging for natural resources. We've got plenty right here. Let's just go get it.
All your viewers out there to know that this is a choice. It's a purposeful choice. You've got Transportation Secretary Buttigieg out there saying, oh, we need to have our magic battery-powered cars. That'll save everything. Even though if you plug your car in, you're going to use up as much electricity as you do with your air conditioning unit.
And they're catching fire all over Florida, right? Because the batteries are being inundated with water, and the fire departments there are having all sorts of issues putting out all of the electric vehicles. So, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but the Biden administration continues to make it a one-size-fits-all solution. Everything has to be about green energy, and everything has to be about transitioning. Meanwhile, Americans all around the country are hurting. And as we talked about yesterday, the energy prices, the oil prices all over Europe and elsewhere are ratcheting up dramatically, becoming a giant problem. Biden did something that we can agree with here on this channel for once, issued some marijuana pardons. Quick proclamation here from the president, and many people calling this an October surprise. Not a lot of meat and potatoes on this thing. That's the whole thing. But this is a general proclamation coming out of the White House. Here's what it says. A proclamation on granting a pardon for the simple possession of marijuana. They say, I, President Biden, under the Constitution, I grant a full and complete and unconditional pardon to all current U.S. citizens, so this would not apply to non-citizens, who committed the offense of simple possession of marijuana in violation of the law. Also with D.C. law and other laws. All current U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents who've been convicted shall be restored to full political, civil, and other rights. And I think this is a very good thing. I think there's no reason for people who've been convicted of simple marijuana possession crimes to have a permanent felony conviction or to be treated like criminals by our very own criminal government. That's insane. This is a good thing. My intent by this proclamation is to pardon only the offense of simple possession of marijuana, not any other offenses related to marijuana. None of this applies to any other controlled drug, does not apply to non-citizens. Pursuant to this proclamation, Attorney General shall effectuate certificates of pardon and send that everywhere to everybody who's been convicted in federal courts. Attorney General, acting through the pardon attorney, directed to create procedures to make all of this happen. I've signed this October 6th, the year 2022 by Joe Biden. Woo, and honestly, that's a good thing. You know, that is a good thing. I don't think there's any reason for people to continue to be punished indefinitely by criminal charges related to simple possession of marijuana. Okay, we'll give it to Joe on that one. I'll give him a nicely done, Joe. And I was saying that, you know, honestly, Trump should have done this. Republicans should have done this a long time ago. They should have gotten way ahead of the marijuana issue and basically demanded decriminalization across the country because it's already happening, right, in many states. But Republicans, of course, are largely incompetent. So they were not able to wrap that together. And Biden is leapfrogging them on that issue. And I think it's going to be to good effect. Now, this only applies to federal cases, but the president is sort of encouraging governors and local states to also adopt the same sort of framework and to make similar changes. And in Arizona, for example, we've done that, right? We've already decriminalized most marijuana offenses. You still can't, you know, DUI in marijuana and drive in marijuana and stuff like that. But yeah, simple possession charges used to be a felony in Arizona, a felony. Insane behavior. And of course, that is now changing, which is very, very good. We don't want an overly burdensome federal government criminalizing everything, finding excuses to put people in prison for anything because they know it's, you know, it's not just marijuana, it's everything else. They'll find any reason at all to put you in prison. We don't like that. But Biden walks America backwards, and it is not good. We'll see how it continues to shake out. Thank you for following us, liking this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.